Hello everyone. Today we're going to have a brief market recap, then talk about today's UK trade and industrial production numbers, the U of Michigan consumer confidence numbers, and the Trump-Abe meeting. Then I'll run through today's trading ideas. This is Marshall Gittler out of investment research here at FXPRIMUS, bringing you my daily market comment. Well, the dollar gained after Trump said he'd announce a phenomenal new tax plan in the next 2 to 3 weeks. The hope of fiscal stimulus pushed U.S. interest rates up and supported the dollar against most currencies. On the other hand, the yen was the biggest mover overnight, falling after a U.S. administration official said that Japan's supposed manipulation of its currency wouldn't be a priority in today's talks between Trump and Prime Minister Abe. The currency weakened as it's clear Trump's focus will be on market access, not macroeconomic measures to rectify trade surpluses. And gold moved lower as U.S. interest rates and the dollar moved up. Oil, on the other hand, strengthened on talks that OPEC might extend its output cuts into the second half of the year. So for today, during the European morning, Britain will take the spotlight with its trade and industrial production figures to be announced at the same time, unfortunately. Fortunately, both are forecast to be positive for the currency. The trade data is forecast to show a narrowing of the trade deficit, both for visible trade alone and for the overall trade balance, which includes services. Meanwhile, industrial and manufacturing production are forecast to have risen in December at a faster year-on-year pace in November. That would corroborate other indications that the UK economy is doing well and probably be supportive for the pound. Now in the US, the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index is forecast to have fallen a little bit in February. But considering that it's still at the highest level since 2004, that's still pretty good and might be supportive for the dollar. But the major event of the day won't be an economic indicator. The big thing to watch is the summit meeting between U.S. President Trump and Japan's Prime Minister Abe in Washington. I haven't been able to find out exactly what time it is. Now, Trump ripped up the Trans-Pacific Partnership, a big trade agreement, multilateral trade agreement, and instead wants to negotiate bilateral trade agreements with each country. This will no doubt be the main topic of conversation. The idea is thought to be acceptable to Prime Minister Abe, and he may propose a framework for talks leading to such a deal. And as I mentioned earlier, Japan's supposed currency manipulation apparently won't be a major topic. Defense will, of course, play a large part in the talks as well, but the two sides don't seem to have that much disagreement there. After the talks, the two will adjourn to Trump's golf resort in Florida for golf on Saturday. I think it's likely they'll try to end the meeting on a note of goodwill, cheer, and general agreement, and this should take the downward pressure off of dollar-yen. So, today's trading ideas. Anyway, that's trading idea number one. I think after the meeting ends with hugs and kisses all around, the pressure will be off the yen and dollar-yen will probably move up even further. Second idea, as I mentioned today, today's UK data is expected to show a narrower trade deficit and rising output. I think that's likely to push the pound higher, at least for today. Finally, the International Energy Agency's monthly report is due out today, and OPEC's monthly report comes out Monday. These two reports will probably discuss the success of OPEC's attempts to cut production, and that may push Brent prices higher. Meanwhile, though, oil inventories in the U.S. keep rising. That's why I think the Brent-WTI spread can widen further. This is Marshall Gittler, head of investment research at FXPRIMUS. Get more market insights on our education pages and turn your trading ideas into action with FXPRIMUS, the safest place to trade.